You know what? I think I'm gonna just low talk instead of whisper. Okay? I forgot. Every day, hundreds of thousands of people shop at Sears, but few customers realize that this retail institution ushered in the era of mass consumption that marked the 20th century. Did I read the title? The title is The Power of the Wish Book. Okay, moving on. Sears, Roebuck and Company began in 1886 when railroad station agent Richard Sears founded the R.W. Series Watch Company in Minneapolis, Minnesota to sell watches through the mail. In 1887, Sears moved his business to Chicago, where he hired young Alva Roebuck to be the company's official repairman. The following year, Sears printed the company's first catalog, which was sent to rural communities around the country. The catalog offered watches, diamonds, and jewelry, all with a money-back guarantee. The latter was important to Sears' sales tactics because it gained the trust of farmers and rural residents who had been swindled by unscrupulous traveling salesmen. In 1889, Sears sold his successful business to become a banker, but he missed the mail order business that he helped to pioneer, so he returned to Minnesota and re-partnered with Roebuck. By 1893, the pair had moved to Chicago as Sears, Roebuck and Company, and their catalog had grown to 196 pages. In addition to jewelry and watches, the revamped catalog, which expanded to 507 pages in 1895, offered sewing machines, furniture, clothing, tools, saddles, shoes, musical instruments, and much more. So now we're going on to the wish book itself. Having worked on the railroad, Richard Sears knew what rural communities were like, and during this era, roughly 65% of Americans lived in the non-urban areas. He knew that they had only the local general store and the occasional traveling salesman to fill their needs. The Sears catalog, which customers began calling the Wish Book, allowed country folk a taste of the urban life. It transformed the looks, tastes, and attitudes of rural residents faster than anything prior to the automobile. Sears wrote the descriptions for the catalog items in a folksy style, addressing each of its customers as kind friend. The initiation of free rural mail delivery in 1896 and parcel post in 1913 enabled the company to send merchandise to even the most isolated customers. By the turn of the century, Americans rated the Sears catalog as their favorite book after the Bible. Most importantly, it allowed the rural population to take part in the mass consumption that defined the 20th century. In 1895, Roebuck sold his interest in the company to Julius Rosenwald, who made the company stronger with his administrative skills. In 1906, the company constructed a new $5 million mail order plant on Chicago's west side. With more than 3 million square feet of floor space, it was the largest business building in the world at the time. Due to poor health, Sears retired from active participation in the company in 1908. When he died in 1914, the catalog had evolved into a slick-looking publication with factual descriptions instead of the folksy-sounding tone preferred by Sears. Sears stores. Initially, Sears, Roebuck and Company was solely a catalog business, and its success was dependent on rural America. However, by the early 1920s, the country's urban population outnumbered its rural residents for the first time. Sears' new vice president, Robert E. Wood, lobbied for retail expansion, and in 1925, the first Sears store opened in Chicago. By 1933, the retail operation had grown to 400 stores, and store sales had topped mail order revenue for more than 2 years. Additionally, some of the mail order merchandise was sold under the Sears brand name. This was the beginning of the Sears associated lines such as Craftsman, Kenmore, and Die Hard. The Sears Big Book catalog was discontinued in 1993.